Time for the Business Report with Joel Crossgill.
Lots to share with you in the business report today about a ministry whose outward-facing name sometimes belies the subtleties associated with its core function, which can appear reserved by mystery. However, as preparations for Diplomatic Week from March 10 to 12, 2025 advance, the BR was afforded a rare and intriguing glimpse into the inner dialogue of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, courtesy of a recent JIS think tank session with Portfolio Minister Senator Camilla Johnson-Smith.
Foreign Affairs is just a consistent, unseen hand that keeps not only the world turning, but keeps Jamaica's connections, that keeps the support that brings connections to the different ministries. It's how we build get fertilizer when, wars have broken out and fertilizer is short. It's how we get vaccines when vaccines can't be found, and you create the relationships and you ensure that you are able to reach out when your country needs it.
As the minister explains, diplomatic outreach during those times has resulted in a number of new bilateral relationships being established, several of which will be formalized during this week's activities.
So we have about 12 new heads of mission who will be presenting credentials to myself and to the Governor General. And that is, it's important for those countries and it's important for us. And therefore, we will very much look forward to welcoming the new heads of mission for Egypt, for Angola, for Kenya, for Ethiopia, for Guatemala, for Qatar, for Saudi Arabia, for Austria. We have a whole list, and then of course we have others who have presented already but are not resident here. So together we'll have our 26 resident heads of mission together with these additional about 20 countries visiting who have heads of mission accredited to Jamaica but are not resident in Jamaica. So it really does provide for very rich discussions.
And quite diverse as well, ranging from issues relating to sustainable development, climate financing to green energy. However, it's Jamaica's leadership on one issue in particular that caught the BR's attention.
We're also going to take the opportunity to promote our IMO candidature. Jamaica is running for re-election to the International Maritime Organization Category C. And we've been endorsed by CARICOM as a CARICOM endorsed candidate, and we'll continue to do our best to ensure that we represent small island developing states issues at the table in regulatory matters, and we are hopeful to be successful once more. It's highly competitive. We've been very successful, but it's important that we take opportunities like this to reach out to the international community to support our candidature.
It's an ambition that will be reinforced by one of the planned activities of the visiting dignitaries' itineraries.
So they are going to undertake a tour of Jamaica's 7th largest natural harbor in the world, which I'm very proud of, and as we all should be, and to look at the transformation of our port. Which of course is part of a public-private partnership with CMA CGM, so it is again a demonstration of Jamaica's partnership at many different levels, because all of that is critical in showcasing Jamaica as a coastal and port state, and one that therefore is rightly on the seat of the IMO Category C. So it's part of our candidature promotion for them to see what it is that we are doing and how good it is, how good we are at our maritime affairs.
It also provides an opportunity to share how other ministries and agencies of government are advancing as well.
Our 4 key agencies that are able to demonstrate phenomenal changes in digitization and in efficiencies and in fiscal versus monetary policy management and in security and trade. These are areas which we want to promote as we continue to show Jamaica in its new and transformed light to the world.
The week will also feature ministerial briefings with Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining, the Minister of Culture, Gender, Entertainment and Sport, and briefing sessions will also be held with Minister of Economic Growth and Job Creation and the Minister of Industry, Investment and Commerce, spanning a range of mutual interests.
One of the new initiatives that we have placed in Diplomatic Week is to have a lunch which is sponsored by the Consular Corps and the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica. And the Consular Corps in Jamaica is made up of members of the private sector and civil society who represent other countries who don't have ambassadors in Jamaica, represent them in a voluntary capacity, in an honorary capacity. And they, together with the private sector organization, will now have a forum within which to engage with visiting diplomats to have their own direct engagement to discuss opportunities that they may see in or out of the countries that are visiting, as well as those which are resident.
The theme of the 2025 edition of Diplomatic Week is Building Partnerships for Sustainable Development.
The truth is, it is not a week in which the public does get to engage, even though ultimately the results of the engagement will flow to the people of Jamaica. That is always the intention, to develop partnerships and engage in partnerships that will ultimately result in cooperation that improves the lives of Jamaicans.
And that was your business report. I'm Joel Crosskill.